Hi everybody, welcome to your strength, mobility and flexibility workout. I'm Laura. So for today's workout we're going to be focusing on the side body. So we're going to be doing exercises that strengthen the obliques, and then we're also going to be really focusing on lengthening, opening it up. We live quite sedentary lifestyles, sitting at a desk, driving, so these muscles can become really tight and restricted over time. So it's really important that we get some length so we can stand taller and breathe a little bit easier. So we're going to start with some mobility. If you have a mat, that's great, otherwise don't worry, just have a towel so that you can use it when we come down to the floor, just to support the joints. And obviously some water whenever you need a break. Take this workout at your own pace, slower, faster, more reps, less reps, whatever you like, and choose a playlist that you enjoy moving to. So we'll get started. We'll have our feet nice and wide, toes just facing a 45-degree angle. Bring the tailbone under so we have length to the spine and a gentle belly drawing in. So from here, we're just going to shift our weight side to side and take some arm wraps. So fully come into one knee and empty out the other. So some really good spinal rotation here. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. And really starting to feel the energy through your feet as well as you work side to side. So you can do up to 10 there, 5 each side. Come into the center. We take one arm up and over and changing sides. So now some side flexion. Breathe in and breathe out. So really think about opening up the muscles in between the ribs. So again, up to 10, 5 each side. Then coming over to one side, we hold. Then we curve in, tuck the chin and feel the stretch of the back of the shoulder blade. Open up, circle around and come to the other side. So side of the body, rest shoulder, side of the body. Scoop the belly as you round and tuck the chin. So it's a really nice stretch through the upper back, side of the back, and then lower back. Moving with your breath, exhale and inhale. And again, up to 10. Feet just underneath your hips. We'll take a big stretch up, inhaling, and a swing down to the floor. Breathe in and stretch up. Let your arms go, let your fingers go. You might even like to rise to your toes, warm up the ankles, muscles in the feet. And maybe an out breath through the mouth on that one, big release. You might like to do 8 of those, just to a point where you feel really warm and ready to come into the vinyasa flow. So I'm going to turn to come to the short edge of the mat. Your feet can be together or hip width apart, and we'll begin. So breathing in, extending mountain, forward fold, arms come wide and down. Taking a flat back, so either hands to shins or fingertips to floor if you can reach. Return to fold. We step back to downward facing dog. Feet are hip width apart, tailbone lifting high, belly in. Coming forward into a plank. So we tuck the chin, you can roll through the spine, that feels really good. Knees to the floor. Crocodile, we lower halfway. Come to baby cobra, hips low, shoulders back and down. Tuck toes, we're going to repeat that sequence again. Downward facing dog. Roll through the spine, tuck the chin. You can do it from the knees or the toes, so belly in strong, elbows in. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Feet to the floor, tailbone under. Squeeze in the butt, lift the chest, and use your feet. Energize through the legs to get a strong upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, lift the belly, exhale. Right foot steps in between hands for a lunge. Lifting the chest, straight back leg, long spine. Forward fold, feet together. Look to the knees, flat back again, breathing in, breathing out to fold, and inhale to rise. And we'll just repeat on the other leg. So an intensity shift, breathing in, exhale, fold, flat back, breathing in, breathe out, fold. You can jump back into your down dog, soft knees, belly lifted. Plank, inhale, roll, exhale down, inhale, rise, exhale back. Once again, breathe in, really curving the spine, feeling the strength in the upper back. Strengthen the core and the triceps. Breathe in, open up. Breathe out, draw back. Look to the hands. Make sure you do the lunge. So left foot comes forward, hips come nice and low, belly in. Forward fold, release the back of the neck. Flat back, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up and release. So up to 6 rounds in that one. So we'll come into some more strength in the lower body, starting with a warrior 2. So we have our right toes out, left toes forward, square the hips up. Don't mind me, just tucking this in. Arms come nice and long. Now feel your shoulders drop back and down. Feel the edge of the left foot press firm so the arch lifts, and feel the whole foot of the right foot firm. So this is going to keep you nice and strong through the pelvis as well. Arms come up. Clasp the hands. The arms can be slightly forward if that's more comfortable on your shoulders, but what we want to feel is lots of space here to the side of your body. So as we breathe in, push the right foot, rise up. Breathe out, bend, come back into your warrior 2. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Now at any time you can, drop your arms and come into a warrior 2 line. But if you're going for that strong intensity, keep the arms up, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and a little squeeze through the upper back. So you can repeat this up to 8 times with breath in and out. Hands come behind the back. Give them a nice little stretch, clasp behind. Then from here into a wide squat position. So turn both knees out now. Sink. Take the arms up. And do some circling from here. So belly draws in tight. Over to one side. Keep the belly in tight. And rise up. Now I'm keeping the legs in the squat position. Keeping the hips as still as I can. Keeping the arms as long as I can. So the side body is open. The core is on. The back muscles are on. And the legs are certainly on. So you can repeat that up to 8 times. Slower is harder. So do what feels right for you. Once you've finished, just reset. Take the hands behind, open up. You might even just give the shoulders a little shake before you move over to the other side. So reset into your warrior 2. Right toes forward, left toes out, square up. And key thing with your warrior 2 is knee open as much as you can by squeezing the glute. Yeah? Your glutes work really strong in a warrior position. So here, and then coming back into the arms up, the leg rise, as many rounds as you can, up to 8, nice and slow with the breath. Coming into the wide squat, and then circling in the other direction. Exhale to come down, inhale to rise. Yep, and tuck your chin as well. So the neck is long, the arms are strong. And up to 8 rounds there if you can. Then come to an intense pose just to really finish off those legs. So feet together or hip width apart if you need. Belly in, tailbone under. Breathe in, breathe out, side stretch. Come to center, breathe in, breathe out, side stretch. Ooh, you feel one side more than the other. Your obliques are working really strong here, catching the load of your arms And the hips stay really still. Yep. So up to 8 times with that one as well. Whew. And then do what you need. You might want to have some water after that, towel off, and shake everything out. We're going to move into some balance. The key with balancing, find somewhere on the floor or just ahead of you for your eye gaze. So you've got a good internal focus. You can come into your breathing and really feel grounded as you balance. We come into an open eagle pose. So bending the knees. Our right foot can be across the left on the floor, under the knee or above the knee. Press the knee out, so we're starting to open the hip. Reach the arms high, take a breath in. Now feel the strength in your back, the length in the side of the body. Breathe in, tip forward from the hips, reach as far as you can go, far as you can go. Then we sweep the arms all the way back. If you're able, clasp the hands, otherwise just keep stretching them high and back. Diving in a little bit deeper, exhaling and steadying the eyes, steadying the breath. If your hands are clasped, really focus on the breath into the chest where you have the space. Now the challenge, if you can, staying off the leg, otherwise tap down in between, and we move into a warrior 3. So the right leg goes back, the arms stay where they are, hips are square to the floor. Soft knee bend in your standing leg. And we're staying here for up to 4 slow breaths. And then after your 4th breath, open up the arms, stand really strong through the standing leg, and open up into floating half moon. So we're opening the hip, opening the top shoulder, steadying the eyes. Flex the back foot now and energize through the heel, press it away. Steady as you can, return feet together. Find your center once again. And if you need to, shake that out. Whew. Okay, so we'll do it on the other side. I'll move through a little bit faster, just so you have the understanding of the flow. So knees bent, nice and stable. Left leg cross, where you can. Knee out. Foot flex, so that protects our knee. We rise. We breathe out and dive. So long, 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 long. Heart up. Tip. Arms up and back. Together or open. Feel the shoulder heads drop back and away, so you really switch on your lats with that. And then once you're ready, after 4 slow breaths, moving into your warrior 3. So tapping down or straight through. You can release the hands or keep them as they are. 4 breaths, then opening into floating half moon, other side. Take your time getting into your poses. That is the beauty of yoga, is the transitioning. Not just the end game, but how you breathe, the journey getting there, bringing your feet together when you're ready, and give it a good shake. So we're going to come down to the floor now and give some love to the hips. So turning side on. The leg that's closest to me, bring it forward into a lunge. And then lifting up through the chest, we want our tailbone to be under. What this does is it fires up the psoas, the deep hip muscle, and gives more length down through the quad. So lifting up nice and tall. Once you have that 90-degree angle, then you can start to drive the hips forward, but without dumping through the lower back. So lower belly comes in. The back arm reaches up, breathing in, and then coming over towards me. Now this is such a great stretch to integrate from the knee all the way up to the armpit. You might be able to reach towards the floor. See how that feels? And staying there about 4 slow breaths. You release the hands down to the floor. Drop the hips in now. So driving the hips towards the heel. I'm going to add a little twist here. Hand to the thigh. You may be able to come to the outer edge of the foot. Push to the bottom hand and then looking over the shoulder. So now working into the left hip or front hip. And still keeping your belly engaged, so you're supporting and lifting up through your core, not dumping into the lumbar spine. And holding there for about 4 slow breaths. And repeating on the other side. So moving through the other side. Just checking that your ankle is directly under the knee. Lifting up through the chest. Tailbone comes under, and then the front arm now comes up, breathing in and over into the side bend. Just relax the shoulders from the ears. See how you go. You might want to try reaching towards the floor. Just feel how open you are. Intercostal muscles here through the ribs. Up to 4 breaths there. Bring hands to the inside of the foot. Drop the hips now. Hand to thigh, coming onto the outer edge of the foot if that's for you, and then turning towards the thigh. So really applying that pressure there, pulling the belly up and in. Deep hip stretch. Coming to face the front. We'll do a modified half lotus just to finish off the outer edges of the hips. So right foot wherever feels comfortable for you. Making sure that you're flexing at the ankle, gives good protection for the knee. Our left arm rises and comes over to a side bend. Then curving in towards the knee and folding over the knee. Up to 4 slow breaths here. Maybe a little bit longer if you're a little bit tight through the hips today. Coming through the center, lifting the belly, tucking the chin. 2 slow breaths. Rolling up and repeating on the other side. So just place it in a comfortable position for this hip, for this knee. Right arm rises, breathing in, side bend. Try to relax the shoulder as much as you can. And you might work with your bottom hand. Press the floor away, get some space with the underside of the body. Take the curve, so like we did in the mobility exercise, rounding and opening up the rear shoulder. Taking a fold, holding for 4 breaths. Coming back to the center, holding for 2 breaths. And rolling up. So we're going to work a little bit of the core. Coming onto the back. Arms nice and wide. And so into our oblique focus. So we want our knees directly above the hips. Ground the shoulders evenly into the floor. Taking both knees over to one side. And exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale to other side. Now because we're using the core muscles, we breathe out through the mouth as we contract. You might be able to take it to another level where you extend the top leg, bend, extend the top leg, or you may have both legs straight. Now that's a pretty strong challenge for the obliques, heavy load of the legs. So be really diligent with keeping both shoulders firm to the ground. Only go as far as you can, keeping the integrity of the shoulders. Keep the knees above the hips, so we're not actually bringing pressure to our lower back, but definitely through the obliques. So you can do maybe 15 of those. See how you go. Make it 16, let's do it evens. Holding the back of the thighs, rolling up, and come over onto the front. Into a hover position, so we want elbows directly under the shoulders, and we cross the forearms here. So either from your knees or from your toes, check that your back is long, it is straight, shoulder heads are back, and belly is tight. We're going to do some rolling hovers. So if you're on the knee, we open out to one side, keep the elbow bent, get it really strong through the shoulder, return to the floor, and change sides. As we're rolling, if you come to your toes, squeeze your glutes so your whole body moves as one unit. So we're always protecting our lower back, keeping the whole body moving as one. Good forearm pressure into the floor. Ooh, and move nice and slowly. So 4 times each side there. Knees down, hands come under shoulders, and we'll do a little bit more strengthening through the back. So we'll go into a pointer sequence. From horse stance, knees under hips. Take right arm, left leg, go long, breathe in. Pull the knee wide to the elbow and bring the right elbow in wide. And lengthen. Now we're going to keep staying on this one side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Really squeeze the side of the waist to bring the knee towards the elbow. And do your best to be as steady as you can. The wobbles are okay. You're negotiating with the balance. So get strong pressure through the bottom hand. And repeating on the other side. 8 or 10 reps each side. Nice and steady, nice and slow. And lots of squeezing action as you pull in. Go as long as you can with heel in line with your hip there. One more little challenge if you're up for it. Fallen angel. So come into a side plank. So if you're going to come on your knee, that's fine. Hold here nice and strong, or the foot down. Otherwise, we bring the bottom leg through and we lift the leg. Great inner thigh exercise. You can do little lifts if you like. Lift your waist as high as you can. See if you can do 15 reps each leg. So you come through, side plank, hand around the shoulder. Remember, here's your option. Or sweep the leg through, hold it, or try 15 leg lifts. Oh, that is challenging. Come through your plank. And let's take our knees to the floor. Come into child pose. Release it right back. Or you might even like to just wriggle around a little bit. Rest the forehead down. Settle your breath. All of that strength work deserves some release. So we'll come into a child pose. Shoulder release. Sweep one arm through with the palm up. Head down. And the hips are back towards the heels. I like to stay here for 4 slow breaths. We come into prayer with our hands, so palms together. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, gentle revolve. Don't have to lift your head very high. It's more about feeling the rotation around the spine. Belly in. Holding there for 4 breaths. Nice and safely to come out. And repeat it on the other side. So arm sweeps under, holding for 4 breaths. And then prayer hands, palms together, energy in the hands. Crown of head comes forward so our spine is long. Exhaling on the rotation. Four breaths there and releasing. And then we'll take a lunge twist. So leg closest to me. We've already done some lunges, so you should have a little bit more mobility here now. Your back leg can be grounded or tucking the toes under. Press the heel back, strengthen through the quad. Arm reaches, so we're turning in towards the thigh. Staying here, or top arm wraps behind. I like to use the back of my hand to encourage the shoulder away. And then keep working through the feet, keep sinking the hips and powering your back leg. Hand comes to the floor. We take a 180 around to the other leg, or however you can get there. And remember your choices for the lunge. Ankles under knee, back knee down. Arm reaches up, breathing in. Breathe out, drop the shoulder away from the neck. Inhale, arm wraps. And exhale, twist. So even though we're holding still, our breath keeps the pose moving. Again, if you're coming up onto your toes, power your leg. Breathe in, long spine. Breathe out, rotation. Holding for 4 breaths, hand comes down. Tuck the back foot in, and we'll take our legs nice and wide. So a wide stick pose. Just to wherever it feels comfortable for you, you might even bend your knees. We'll take a side bend, breathing up and coming over. Holding here for 4 breaths, top shoulder draws back. If you're able, you can again wrap the hand behind. Really great lower back stretch. Coming up through center, right heel comes in, and got a little spiral twist. Right hand to floor, left leg long, we sweep the left arm up and over, looking down, looking up, where it feels good, and then feeling this length through the side body, so big stretch from under the armpit. Coming down, back into the wide stick pose, breathe up, exhale, come over, and you can use your bottom arm to help revolve your top shoulder back. Wrapping the arm if that feels good. 4 slow breaths, yoga breaths. And then into our spiral twist from here. So reset, left heel comes in, left hand to floor, breathe in, sweep. From the foot to the fingers, long, full of breath, full of length, lots of space. And then coming down, and we'll take a forward fold. So legs can be together, slightly wider if that feels more comfortable. Inhaling, lengthen the arms, so strong back. Start really strong. You might even like to hold this for a few breaths. Get that activation through the whole back body. Toes up. Belly lifts as we come forward. Knees bend. Lower back long. And then you can relax the body down. And now let's just feel lots of restoration here. You might even like to just shake the head a little, roll the shoulders a little. Staying here up to 10 slow breaths. You can move in and out of this one as often as you need to. This is where you wind down, this is where you surrender, soften right in. Become really internal for the last pose of the practice. Rolling up. And when you're ready, just getting into a comfortable position. I'd really recommend taking a couple of minutes just to integrate the work that you've done. So either seated or lying down. You can have your eyes open or closed, but just finding some stillness for the end of the practice. So thinking about the side of your body, feeling light, with a bit more length, and noticing more capacity to breathe, a bit more freedom for the lungs. And if you're choosing to stay longer, bring a sense of relaxation to the whole body, crown of the head right down to your toes. Noticing the in-breath through the nose, the out-breath through the nose, and a sense of lightness, a sense of freedom in your body. When you feel ready to start moving again, move nice and slowly. Stretch however you need to, move however you need to. Make your way into a seated position. Just a couple of neck stretches. So lightly placing hand to opposite ear, not too much pressure. Come to the other side. So I'm going to hold that for about 3 breaths. Come to center, chin down. Looking towards one knee, to the other knee, to center, to one side, to the other. To center, softly lift the chin, open the muscles through the front of the neck, and reset. Thank you so much for joining me in the workout today, guys. See you again soon.